West Ascension Consolidated Drainage District is called to order for December 4, 2014. Mr. Shakespeare, would you do the invocation?
Dear Lord, we want to thank you for all the great things you've given us, the benefits in Ascension Parish, all the good people. As we come to this holiday season, we like to ask that you take care of everyone and that everyone enjoy the holidays and come out at the end with everybody safe and happy and moving into a fine new year. We'd like to ask that you that everyone join in prayers for Todd Lambert's sister Paulette Dixon, who passed away this week, and we'd like to all have her in our prayers and the family. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. Yes. Thank you. Everyone is here except Mr. Anderson. Accepting the minutes for November the 6th, 2014. I didn't know, George, you have any, I know you had made a comment on it that is correct in that minute portion of it?
No, we're fine.
Fine, okay.
Move to approve.
All right. Okay. I second it. Minutes are approved. Item number 4, West 7th Street, and that's me. Talked to the mayor today. Their attorney is drafting up the, what you call it, and he says should be ready next week at the next parish council city council meeting. So we on board on that right now, so we just, once again, waiting on that. All right, that's up there. Item number 5, Carroll Street, update.
Okay, Carroll Street, we've begun the survey on that ditch work we talked about back there. They did part of it. We had to go back and do some more clearing so we get to the back cross ditch that runs along that side farm back there. So I think we just about finished that up today. If not, we'll finish up Monday, and then they're coming back the first of next week to finish the survey.
Okay, thank you for that update. Appreciate it. All right, item number 6, Bonnie Land and Caledonia Street.
Okay, we have the culverts. They're sitting back in my barn back there on Church Street. We're ready to go. Council has drafted the legal document. You have it in your folder. We need permission tonight for the parish president to sign that, so we can get that to the city council tomorrow. And I've already talked to the chairman. They're going to amend the agenda and put that also on the council meeting for Tuesday night.
Okay, I move that we enter into an intergovernmental agreement as shown here to allow for the parish president to sign all necessary documents to complete this project.
I second that motion. No objection. That motion is approved. Okay. Item number 7, St. James Assumption Drainage update.
Okay, I put a copy of an email, gentlemen, you should have it in your folder, that Jody sent in, and we're meeting with T.B. Smith tomorrow morning, and he'll get his update then, and he'll get it by email back to me tomorrow or Monday. Okay, so that's still in work in progress.
All right. Okay, item number 8, resolution for $400,000 bond for West Ascension Drainage, DPW West building. And if you don't mind, I get bond counsel to come up on that to discuss our situation with that.
Good evening. At the request of Oliver, we have run some numbers. We've done some checking. And Jim Ryan, who is the financial advisor, will make that presentation as to the options that are available to the drainage district in order to fund this project.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Where we're at on the loan is, your budget is 95% of your two property taxes. One of those taxes expires in 2015. One of them expires in 2020. So in looking at a 10-year note, and the taxes are just about equal, if you're looking at a 10-year note, you have the money to pay for the payment if any one of your taxes is in place. The problem you have is that if you go out and borrow $400,000 now and you can't renew your 2015 tax, and then you can't renew in 2020 for some unknown reason, you don't have the money to pay the note. So my professional opinion is that you probably would not get anybody to bid on the paper, and if you did, it would be at a very unreasonable interest rate. And let me back up and say this. If we did let's just say that your taxes were in perfect order and they were both for 10 years today and there was no problem, the soonest, according to bond counsel, that in looking at the timeline, that we could close that loan would be at the end of March anyway. Just by the time you get the parish council approval, the bond commission, you go through all the publications, you come back here, get another approval from you all, you bid the paper out, you receive bids. It's the end of March before you get the money anyway. So now if we renew the 2015 expiration tax, the one that's expiring next year, which you're going to have to renew anyway, and we would probably come to y'all in November of next year anyway and suggest that you start that process. If we bump that process back from, let's say we started and try to get on the November ballot, and let's say we want to get on the May ballot. There's a May 2nd ballot. We could close right after the May 2nd election, provided the tax passes. So you're really looking at maybe a month's delay in closing on the loan. And you're looking at starting a process to renew the tax now as opposed to starting the process next spring anyway. So taking all that into consideration, we went ahead and put together a timeline to assume, and just to give you all some options, if you wanted to get on the May ballot and get your tax renewed in May so you could close right at the beginning of May. In order to do that, and I'm going to digress for a minute, Malcolm's more of an expert on this than me, but as he's mentioned to y'all before, last year, not this year, but last year, the legislature passed a new law that said you have to do this 30-day notice of intention thing, and then that has to be published before you can do anything, and then you have to do it again on the end, so it adds 60 days to the election process. So in looking at getting on the May ballot, we would need actually to take action tonight. And if you decide you don't want to get on the May ballot, that's not a problem. It doesn't cost you anything. You can stop the election. And again, all you're doing is renewing a tax that you're going to have to renew anyway. If you wanted to get on the May ballot, the only thing you'd really have to do tonight is read a notice of intention into the record and make sure that it's in your record. And it says that you may consider action at your next meeting. The only catch to that, and Oliver's probably going to go, okay, come on. The only catch to that is in order to meet that 30, no less than 30, no more than 60 days, you would need to commit to have a special meeting of the Drainage Board the week of January the 12th. So, long story short, if you want to renew your tax in May, you can pick a date tonight that you would want to meet the week of January 12th. We can read this into the minutes, And it doesn't cost you anything, there's no harm, no foul, it doesn't obligate you anything. If you don't want to, then that's fine. Really, the idea, Malcolm and I have spent the last couple of days just trying to give you all as many options as you can. The third option is the parish could borrow the money and do the improvements themselves if they wanted to. And of course, I'm not speaking for the administration or the council as a whole, but the third option is the parish could borrow the money, do it themselves. It would get tricky, though, if you tried to structure it and say, well, the parish is going to borrow the money and loan it to the district, because the bond commission is going to ask you the same question. The bond commission is going to say, well, I see how you can pay it this year, but how can you guarantee me you're going to pay it in 2016, 2017, and so on, until you renew your tax? So it really all comes back to renewing the tax, which you're going to have to do next year anyway, and it's a matter of, do you want to go on the May ballot or do you want to go on the November ballot? So that's, I know that's a long story.
Great. Parish President, I'm sorry.
I'm listening, but I think another way to solve this, if you wanted to do the May ballot, we could go ahead with the construction of the building. You could pledge $400,000, whether it would be from the bond proceeds or from your account, and that way it would be secure, and we could go ahead and move forward with the building. So if y'all want to take that option, if you want to look at May, that's fine. All we need, we'll have a letter. I'll get O'Neill to draft a letter to say that y'all gonna be responsible for it, either with your funds or in the event that you renew your.
That was my question, if we had enough in fund balance to do that.
Yes, I think you do.
And then we could bond it whenever the election is over.
That would be fine, because we won't be probably using that money by that time anyway. So I think the council would be fine with that, as long as they know that you're gonna pay it one way or the other.
Right.
So, okay.
Okay. I think
And I have drafted an intergovernmental agreement to that effect, because I thought that was one of the options, so I had it prepared for tonight. So I think I've given y'all a copy of it if y'all want to
Okay.
approve that.
And I'm not sure, you may want to, because I don't know, you may want to run that by the bond commissioner, we may want to run that by the bond commission to see if that constitutes them entering into debt.
Well, they're gonna just, they've got their, right now, we've got an agreement where they're agreeing to use their fund balance. They can refinance their debt. So that we're not putting in there that it's gonna be a debt right now. We're just saying they're gonna share it out of their fund balance.
Perfect.
Right.
I think that's, and if you want to do that, then the resolution too that you have on your agenda is apropos, because that would be considered an inducement resolution. And that's real critical, because when you induce that project, it then allows you, if you later get a loan, to use the loan proceeds to pay for any expenses you incurred from the date of the inducement. You go 30 days back in time, and then anything forward, you can use your loan proceeds when you close the loans to reimburse yourself.
Okay.
And you want that inducement resolution in place, so that if you borrow the money, you can say, no, we had that in place tonight, and we can legally use.
And that's the resolution that you have.
That's the resolution that you all, I believe you all have, yes, sir.
And
I don't know what can I ask a question to you first?
Yeah.
Do you want to go in the May, or you just want to do it and do it on the November? And that will still cover us? That's my question. No, so you want them upgraded to?
in my opinion, I think you need to go as quickly as possible and have people find out whether this is gonna move or not. And because if it wouldn't pass, then you can look at some options from there, because we would be able to show the people that what shape financially we're in. Just to let people know, we do have fund balance right now to cover this, but to be responsible financially, we need to keep our fund balance at least where we are, and so we'd like to use it for now and then replenish it through the bonds, and which you can get bonds at a certain rate right now, secured bonds, that's a real good rate. So we would be best utilizing our monies.
The other thing that doing it on the May ballot, and Malcolm and I don't charge you anything for these elections, so we don't care when you go, but the other good thing about doing it on the May ballot is that if you fail, you've got to wait 6 months before you can try again.
Okay.
So you couldn't, like, let's say you failed in November, you're not going to get back on the December ballot. You're going to have to wait until the spring of 2016 to
Okay.
try it, so.
All right. Good enough.
So to be proper, we would,
I would make a suggestion that the first thing that you guys do is decide on a date that you would meet in the week of January
12th,
the 12th.
okay.
Okay.
And then if you do that,
Isn't the council gonna
Meet before that.
move the?
We're gonna have
the
a meeting before
to
that, yeah.
The 8th? Can we meet on the 8th?
we need to meet that week because it's that
Okay.
30-day, no more than 30, no less than 30, no more than 60-day publication deadlines that we're running into.
So,
The 8th doesn't work.
You can't,
It's gotta
you
be
can't
the
meet
week-
in February?
It's got to be the week of January the 12th.
Oh,
all
okay.
right, so any day during that week right
Any
there.
day during that week, but we need to pick a date because you're gonna have, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to lift the agenda and we're gonna have to read this notice into the minutes. And in the notice, we're gonna have to give notice now what date you're gonna meet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Hit your, what you got on your phone? What day that is?
The drainage board meeting, yeah.
Correct.
get one right now.
The 12th is a Monday.
12th is a Monday?
The 12th is a Monday. The 8th would be probably your next meeting, which would be on a Thursday.
We might have finance.
If you move
We're
the
not
next
gonna have
meeting.
finance that week, huh? No, so 12th would be good,
Good with you? Good
Yeah.
with me. 5 o'clock?
yeah.
5 o'clock.
Can, yeah,
Do everything? Okay. We'll
Uh,
move. Go ahead, you make that motion.
I make the motion that we're gonna, within this process, we announce that the next meeting, Drainage Board meeting would be January 12th, 5 PM, at which time we will read the document.
So what I would posit to you now is that maybe you could lift the agenda to allow this to be read into the minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, we need to read that tonight, right?
Right, but I think you officially
we need
want to
to
lift
amend
the
the
agenda.
I'd move that we amend the agenda to include the reading of this
Notice of intention.
notice of intention.
I second that. All right. We'll move that. Now,
Going to read it.
you can read it right now, Mr. Jim?
So pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 4219.1, notice of consideration of action regarding an ad valorem tax is hereby given. Notice is hereby given that the West Ascension Consolidated Gravity Drainage District Number 1 of the Parish of Louisiana will meet on Monday, January the 12th, 2014, at 5 p.m. At the Donaldsonville Courthouse, 300 Holman Street, Donaldsonville, Louisiana, at which time there will be consideration of action regarding the calling of an election to authorize the renewal of the levy and collection of certain ad valorem taxes. And who is your official secretary?
Ms. Peggy.
Okay, I'm going to give that to you.
And you need to make a substitute motion on this resolution to enter into the intergovernmental agreement with the parish for the construction of the DPW West Building.
Let's do, if they're going to move forward with the loan, we need this resolution too.
They're gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can enter into an intergovernmental agreement. They authorize an intergovernmental agreement tonight.
We have that on the agenda already.
Well, you had a resolution
Well,
for a bond,
substitute.
but you're gonna make a substitute motion to
Motion.
do the agreement
For
tonight.
the bond, that's what,
But
That's where they're putting up the $400,000 in cash from their fund balance.
okay, we have a resolution on the agenda for the $400,000, not to exceed $450,000. Is that our resolution?
That
Now,
was for the bond.
Should we approve this? I know it gets complicated, we want to make sure
that's
that we're
what-
doing
You wanna
things
approve that
proper.
one also, but then they gotta do the
We should-
intergovernmental agreement to pay for, to do the deal.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
that's what I'm
fine.
saying.
That's
I
fine.
wanna
All right,
approve
that's
both
fine.
of them.
That's fine.
Because this is going
We're
to count as
still-
their
That's
inducement.
fine, that's fine.
We're still moving forward with
the
the
bond,
bond process.
and just
Okay.
moving it up so we can assure that we do have if we,
Okay.
when we need it, we have that ready to go.
Okay. So that's number 8. We don't,
Yeah, you don't, yeah.
Okay.
All right, now,
So you've got the
I would like to
resolution.
offer that resolution.
For the $400,000 bond issue.
Not to exceed four
Not to
fifty.
exceed 450 on the bond issue.
You want me to read that real quick, Oliver?
Yes.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing West Consolidated Gravity Drainage District Number 1 of the Parish of Ascension, Louisiana, proceed with the issuance of not to exceed $450,000 of limited tax revenue bonds, providing for certain terms of said bonds, making application to the State Bond Commission, and for approval of said bonds, appointing bond counsel, financial advisor, and placement agent, and providing for other matters in connection therewith.
Okay.
And then,
So moved.
now,
So move.
Thank you.
okay.
Y'all got to vote on that.
We do move on that. First things first, we do move on that. And
You have
I'll
to say
make
so
that
move.
motion.
I second that motion.
All
So the bond
resolution.
resolution is approved.
Next is the intergovernmental agreement.
Intergovernmental agreement with the parish government to build the West Ascension, DPW West Ascension building, in which West Ascension Drainage is going to put up $403,000.
Right.
And and this, the agreement says for further any change orders, how the project would, how the change
Right.
orders would be handled.
All right, I move that, and do we have to add that parish president signs?
No, because y'all going to sign that, he's going to sign on behalf of the parish. The chairman signed on behalf of the,
So I move that intergovernmental agreement.
All right, I second that motion that we move forward the intergovernmental agreements for $403,000. Come out of fund balance, that's basically what I'm saying. All right? No objection? Motion passed. All right? We good to go, legal? All right. All right. We moving on to item 9. Update on agreement with Lemon and Uso for access to property. That's me.
you and I spoke about that
Right,
today.
legal.
We have to get authority to go into Iberville to do work in Iberville Parish.
Mr. Legal, before we get, I see
Okay.
Mr.
I'm sorry, will that meeting on the 12th, will it be in Donaldsonville?
Well, yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to get their authority to allow us to go in Iberville, and then we'll be able to do it.
Right.
Okay.
And just to update on it, I did speak to two councilmen in there, and they're getting their legal to get with Mr. O'Neill in the next week, okay? All right. What's item number 10, master drainage covered in right-of-way, Mr. O'Neill?
Yes, all of that goes through the farmer's fields, and right now, they're not gonna talk, they're not
Yeah.
talking to me about anything right now except doing grinding.
Okay, moving on to item number 11, report, Mr. George Redelia.
Okay, gentlemen, let's do this first item. I forwarded you guys a copy of an email from Mr. Ben Marlboro with the Battlefield Fresh Water District. Monday, December the 15th, at the City Council's Committee of the Whole meeting, they're going to be discussing the drainage project that the Freshwater District wants to do, and they would like one or both of you board members to be there at that meeting. That is a request from the Freshwater District and/or the city. Okay, and that's why I sent you that email. I think they tried to explain it to them, and I don't think they quite understand what's happening. Seems like a simple process to me, but you guys have copies of that whole plan
Okay.
I gave you on that. If not, I still have a copies in my office, okay? Other work being done here, we dug a drainage ditch, the length of Latina Drive, that needed to be cleaned out. That's completed. We had a plugged up A-bend ditch by Mount Olive Church. That's from River Road to Highway 1. We've completed that. I'm not in Mount Olive.
There's some property between there.
Mount Olive, that's right, Mount Olive. Okay, I'm close, Mount Olive. And then A-bend, we had the same problem. We had a ditch we're cleaning out right now. We're still doing it, okay?
That's those ones that were stopped up across the road.
Yes, behind the park. Other than that, we're completing the grass maintenance, and everything else is as normal. That's it, that's all I have.
All right. Ms. Shakedown, do you have any?
No, I just want to make it mandatory that you need to come to the meeting on the
Mandatory what?
You need to come to the meeting on the 12th.
If my replacement is not in place by then, I'll make that meeting and be sure that I'll give you all a report.
Irregardless.
I'll give you the report, okay?
You got to be there anyway, Joe.
All right, we'll be there.
All right. Okay. I guess item number 12 is set date and time, and we already did that. So,
Move to
item
adjourn.
number 13. All right. Second. Meeting adjourned.